I'm Abby Wilson. I'm lead hand here at Voyago Transit. I've been with Voyago since 2019. I started as a paratransit driver and then moved into dispatch about 6 months later, and just took this position of lead hand last September. So new to it, but having fun. So I started with Voyago as a paratransit driver, and that really gave me the ground knowledge that I needed to build on in administration. A lot of what we deal with is in an ongoing way, has to do with our buses and our clients, locations, and all of these things. It's just part of a working knowledge that you build with time, and driving has been fundamental to that. This is a largely administrative role. There's less emphasis on driving. Certainly my driving has helped inform my knowledge as an administrator, but most of what I do now is supporting drivers, supporting our transit operations supervisor, Tim Wells, and just taking care of everything that happens in transit on a daily basis. So whatever pops up is really really what I'm responsible for. So originally I chose Voyago because I was working in a university setting as a research assistant, basically in a glorified closet, studying video of people, but I wanted a more hands-on job where I could actually interact with people, and I was new to London and I wanted to learn the city, and this just happened to pop up, and I'm so glad that I did this. Great, it's such a great opportunity for people who are service-oriented. And if you're a service-oriented person and you're young at heart, that seems to be kind of like the winning combo. And I think that that's something all of our drivers have in common, is that they're both service-oriented and they're young at heart. So that's what drew me to it. And this job, like once you start, it just becomes part of you. I grew in the role of a driver, and then moving into the office, being able to further support our services, our clients. It's really all been a part of it for me. Well, aside from the drivers, and it's a privilege to work with the drivers, but the transit office is pretty special too. There's just an ongoing banter, and it's really fulfilling for me. We all have to deal with just the weight of operations, and knowing that what we're doing is creating safety for the public, right? There's just such a responsibility in transit to have safe operations. That's through training drivers, but also in ensuring that the buses we send out are safe, that everything is clean, especially in light of COVID. So there's a lot of responsibility involved, and a lot of attention to detail. But at the end of the day, we all really like each other and we enjoy being here, and that just makes all the difference. Pretty much the same thing that everybody's looking forward to right now, and that's getting back to normal. We have been in such a crazy whirlwind for the last 2 years, providing clean service, safe service, continuous service during a pandemic. And I know that it's been a lot for everyone, the drivers, the riders, administration, everyone. So what I'm looking forward to is stabilizing a bit, providing the service that we provide on a daily basis without so much stress. So my dad was a driver actually, and he died over 5 years ago, but he died well before I actually even went for my commercial license. And I often think about how it would be interesting to be able to talk to him now. We have more in common now than we ever did. So he'd probably be my dad. I'm actually a really big swimmer. I spend a lot of time in the pool. When I'm not here, you could probably find me doing laps. I spend a lot of time with people during the day, a lot of FaceTime with drivers and with the public, and I have 3 children at home, so I spend a lot of time parenting as well. So I like to, I go to the pool, I spend time by myself, meditating, and I'm very quiet in my personal life. You know, there's lots of places in the world I'd like to go, but I always want to go back to New York City. It's my favorite place to visit and walk around, and it's the last place I really went. Well, I guess I went to Montreal too, but it's the last place I really went out of the country prior to the pandemic, so I'd like to get back there soon. It's such a specific job, and there's tons of driving jobs in the city, in the country. You could deliver bananas. You don't necessarily have to be a people person, but for paratransit drivers, it's this combination, right? It's being able to deliver safe, clean service as a driver, but also having the soft skills to connect with people, to greet people every day, and have that ongoing attitude of just looking after others, right? And being part of the community that way. So it's a very special role, and I'm always just fascinated by how there's like 100 of them, but they're all young at heart. They all have that capacity for just taking the day as it comes, and going back out there every day and remaining so committed to doing this, providing the service to others all the time, over and over. And it's just a really cool thing to be part of. So my biggest piece of advice for new drivers would be to remember that regardless of what kind of day another person is having, you can choose to be kind. And I think that serves all of us in our daily lives, that you always have a choice about how you respond, and your power is in that choice. The days can be long, they can be hard. We deal with traffic and weather and construction and all kinds of challenges, but you have a lot of people here who are rooting for you and who are invested in your training and success. So don't hesitate to reach out, and just try and remember that you have a lot of power in how you respond. You know, what we're doing is providing safe, reliable service, and we're going to continue to do that day after day after day. And to have that kind of staying power, you have to be able to let it roll off.